Guys, what's going on here? Why we are here?
We've got two best-in-class products, and we get to bring them together.
Yeah, this is cool, but could you just build what SumoQuote has into JobNimbus?
How did all of this came about?
We had a lot of interviews, we had a lot of offers, and at the end of the day, we came back to who we thought was our strongest partner at the end of the day.
I'll be honest, it's never smooth combining two softwares. There's always challenges.
How it's going to affect the pricing for both users? Is price going to change at all for SumoQuote users or JobNimbus users?
Whoa, this made all the sense in the world. This was exactly the right move.
What's up, insiders? Unreal announcement for you today. I have two very close, probably one of the closest friends of Roofing Insights in one room. I want to talk what's happening here right now. I flew here just for this announcement. JobNimbus and SumoQuote have been partnered and sponsors and friends of Roofing Insights for a long time. As a matter of fact, JobNimbus is the first ever partner of Roofing Insights. Guys, what's going on here? Why we are here?
JobNimbus has acquired SumoQuote, and we are integrating it into our core product, and we couldn't be more excited.
Awesome. What does it mean for JobNimbus users, for SumoQuote users? How it's going to change things? What they can expect. I want to actually two separate answers. How it's going to affect JobNimbus users and how it's going to affect SumoQuote users.
Why don't we talk about SumoQuote first, since they're going to have big impact here?
Well, I'd say at the end of the day, the thing that we were most excited about is we've got two best-in-class products, and we get to bring them together. I know from the SumoQuote side, our users have always loved the ability for our quotes to be able to help close deals, but we've got tons of data in there, and it's not all getting through to where it needs to be at the end of the day. And so this was just this obvious answer to be able to work with a company like JobNimbus for the benefit of all of our users. And really, Ben and I then start dreaming about the industry as a whole and where we can take it from there.
Very interesting. What about JobNimbus users?
So here's the thing, this is the dirty little secret, is that we've been improving our estimating now for a couple of years, and still to this day, the most common thing we heard was somebody say, yeah, this is cool, but could you just build what SumoQuote has into JobNimbus? Well, we did the next best thing. We just bought SumoQuote, and now it's going to be it will be our new quoting solution.
So you did what Zach did to Instagram. You're like, hey, I'm not reinventing Instagram, I'm just going to buy it.
Exactly
That's
right. Yep. It's a great product. It's the best in class. So now we combine them together, and it's an amazing experience.
So if you're a JobNimbus user now, you're just going to have SumoQuote attached to it. But if you're a SumoQuote user and you use other CRM, what's going to happen to those users?
They'll still be there. So we're still going to be supporting all of our users out there. We still want to have a best-in-class sales process. We're going to keep building on there because now we've got access to more talent and more resources as we keep going. But on the JobNimbus side, right away, we're going to see the biggest thing that we were always asked for was when a quote is signed, how do we get all of that information into a CRM? And that's going to be launching very quickly here for JobNimbus users right away.
Yeah. So if you're an existing SumoQuote user, but you're not a JobNimbus customer yet, one, we'd love to have you. Welcome. Come look at this. But if not, you're our customer now, and we're going to totally service you. And we're going to keep the integrations running that you already have in place. And we'll hope that you'll take a look at us.
Wow. Do you expect any hardships, any headaches as far as integration goes for both users in the next couple of weeks or any time, or is it going to be as smooth as it possibly can be?
I'll be honest, it's never smooth combining two softwares. There's always challenges. But the cool thing is both of our code bases were very similar. And that's one of the things that was a big decision when we were buying SumoQuote. It's wait, we could actually combine these. We did a lot of early R&D on it. And so we're actually making great progress on the integration right now. There's challenges every day, but we're working through them, and we're right on track with our timelines. So we're pretty confident right now.
Canada is beautiful. Utah is beautiful. Who has better office view?
Right. Oh shoot, that's a hard question.
You guys have an amazing view on that first level.
But the offices here are incredible. So should we call it a draw?
Yeah.
No trade there. So what else? Tell me this. I want to hear the history. How did all of this came about? Who came to who, and how did how long did you work on this?
Ryan and I have known each other for quite a while now, always been friendly. SumoQuote's arguably been, our best partner, at least top 2 or 3 partners. They're just amazing. And we've always loved the culture and seeing them at trade shows. It was always warm greetings and super tight company culture, right? The thing is that I tried to go buy Sumo last year and the year before. I was like 2022 talking to Ryan, like, dude, we got to bring these together. You know, this will just be the right thing for the industry. We're not ready yet. It wasn't good timing. And then it wasn't until, I don't know, you tell a little bit of your side, like until last year towards mid-year that you guys started looking like.
Yeah, those conversations, the conversation in 2022 there, it definitely gets you thinking, right? And you're thinking at not just, you know, what's best for the product and you're looking at what's best for the industry. And frankly, internally, we're looking at what's best for our team.
Yep.
We want at the end of the day for our SumoQuote employees to have great experiences and great careers and stuff like that as well. But for the product and the industry, we started really taking a much deeper look. We actually, so on the SumoQuote side, we went through a more formal process. So we went and we got an investment bank out of San Francisco, and we had a lot of interviews, we had a lot of offers. And at the end of the day, we came back to who we thought was our strongest partner at the end of the day to really impact the industry and create something that's going to have the biggest effect overall.
Yeah, relationship really won on this one because we had the history, even though they had other bids and there were serious bidders and everything. In the end, it was the connection that we had and the vision that was shared. Like, we both see the industry very similarly that made this deal happen.
Love it. Last question for our audience, probably the most important one, the most sensitive one. How is going to affect the pricing for both users? Is price going to change at all for SumoQuote users or JobNimbus users after the acquisition?
So it's still a little bit getting figured out right now, but we do need to do something there. So there will be some price changes. I think when people see the changes, they're going to be pretty happy with it because it's going to be a lot more value than what we're only going to do a small incremental change to some customers, and we'll do it in different groups depending on what you're using and how. I think people will be really stoked about it. So we'll have more announcements about that probably in a couple of months. We'll have it all tied down and figured out what we're doing.
Any other updates, any other collaborations between two companies? What's going to change to happen to the products? Is SumoQuote going to change? Is it going to improve under your management now? Like, what's the product development look like?
Well, I think the first thing to do is to get that full SumoQuote experience in JobNimbus. So it's got that seamless, like you're in JobNimbus and everything just feels 100% like SumoQuote in there, except it's JobNimbus, right? So that's the first thing from the product side. The next thing though is, I mean, this is where Ben and I, like, we both get really interested on the startup side, on the innovation side and all that. So we've had a lot of talks over the last few months here. So I don't want to start tipping our hand into the direction we're going and stuff like that. But no, there's some really, really interesting things that we're going to be building on to make it more dynamic, interactive, like much more modern buying experience for homeowners so that it makes it so seamless and easy for contractors to stand out and just really enable their sales team to crush it and hit their goals out there.
So, I mean, a couple things I think of. SumoQuote will finally have a mobile app because it'll be directly integrated into JobNimbus. That'll be so cool.
You don't have a mobile app right now?
We've got a very good responsive web design. It's not a mobile, and we need to be there.
So this will be on the App Store in the JobNimbus app. The other thing is SumoQuote will be inside JobNimbus. So like you just go to estimates, and it will now be SumoQuote in that place. All seamless within it. You won't even know that it's two separate apps.
Got it. What about brand identity? Is it still going to call SumoQuote, or are you going to essentially kill it, or is it always going to be SumoQuote?
We're not sure yet in the short term. Right now, the plan is to keep SumoQuote in place and still let customers buy just SumoQuote, because we think that might be a good starting place for some companies. Just get your quoting right and then add in the JobNimbus CRM experience, and vice versa. Some people start with JobNimbus and say, I need the quoting. Once we get the two products combined together, we may merge the brands at that point. So that'll probably be later in the year, though, when we decide.
Anything else you want to add that we did not discuss yet?
Well, just only that I really think this is kind of earth-shattering and puts us well ahead of anybody else in the market. I think is what everybody wants and wishes would happen. And I think in 5 years, people look back and say, whoa, this made all the sense in the world. This was exactly the right move.
Love it. Do you offer financing, or do you offer financing now?
We both do. We're combining solutions.
How is that going to affect? Is it financing going to get better between the two?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the nice thing with SumoQuote is we always made it so that you could show the financing number on every single proposal that you put forward. So it was always very visible
and now
there.
You're going to have more options, what you guys were doing?
Yeah, so we'll be adding in several others, and then just more integrating in the experience. I mean, what contractors really want is to let homeowners pre-qualify before they even get to the door so they know if they can offer it or what. And that's what we're planning for.
Guys, if you have any question about this integration, maybe concerns, comment below. I'll make sure I'll forward your questions to Ryan or JobNimbus team. Comment away all your questions, concerns, and thank you guys so much. Good luck.
Thanks.
Thank you.
It's exciting.